So hi guys, this is my second tutorial. Today I'm going to talk about Booleans and like how to implement them. So let's just like dive right into it. So a friend of mine, he had a problem with like this weird projector, and it had like outlet, like air outlet or something. And we're just gonna like recreate it really quick. So we take a cylinder, scale it down, we position it to where we want, we press 3 to see it from the side view, and then we scale it like up or down as we need it. So yeah, so we get the right angle here. So now we do like shading, smooth shading, then auto smooth, and now the weighted normals. Click keep sharp, so that it looks like proper. And we have like the nice smooth like faces, but we have still have the edges, so it looks like right. So now we intrude it like inwards. And the thing is, when most people have it like the coordinate system in like global space, but if we do it in local space, we actually have a big advantage if we like work with like rotated like objects. So yeah, we set the new origin back to the center of the geometry with Shift, Control, Option, and C on Mac. And yeah, now we're gonna do like these outlets. So we just take a cube, make it smaller, then do an array. Like I saw it on the photo, it should be like 10 of them. I will show the photo later, but you'll see it's like 10 of them. We do the minus sign, then we move the object, like we scale it down and put it there so it like kind of fits the space. Then we do an array of the array and make it 10 as well. And those should be all 0. And on the Z coordinate should be minus 1/6. So it's the same distance left, right, up, down, and everything. So yeah, now we just position it properly. And now I'm just copying the rotation, but you see it's like 90 degrees off. We just like add 90 degrees, and then it should be like perfect rotation. Because that's very important that if you have something like rotated, it has to have always the same orientation if you're doing like Booleans and stuff. Otherwise, you will get like weird results. Now we like extend it just a bit, so it goes like inwards as well, because it looks way nicer if it goes like all the way in. So now we select it, and now we add a plane. And what the plane will do, we will like cut out like the things that we don't want, like the things that are outside of the cylinder. Here, just position it. So now what we're doing, we're just like doing loop cuts. I'm just like doing 2 and then scaling them up so we have the perfect like distance. So on the top row we want like 4, and then you'll see later what we do. So now you just add like 2 another edge loops, then select them both, and then just scale them up in the right coordinate. So we guarantee that they're like the same size. We could actually also do like mirror modifier, but like this works as well for simple things like that. So now I'm showing like the photo of how it should look like. So you have 4 and then like 8 and then 10. So we like extend it up to here. And this is basically just a mask we're doing to get rid of like the extra like squares, because we don't need them like all of them. We just need like a couple of them so we get the desired shape. So now I'm doing the last loop cut. Now we just select the faces we want to delete. Delete the faces. Now we're like left over with like a shape like this, and this will become like our mask. So I extrude it out and then do solidify modifier and like solidify it as deep as the pins go. So that looks good. Now I go to like now I make it wireframe mode so we can see what's going on when we add the Boolean modifier. Let's close this up. And now we choose the plane, and now we have to set it to intersect so it just like shows us what is left over. That's exactly what we want. We also will make them like just wireframe mode, and we add to the cylinder the Boolean modifier and click the cube. So now we have the cube intersecting, like making holes into the cylinder like we wanted. You can also like move this up because we have these like holes in there. And, like move it down, so now they're gone. So let's add a bevel modifier to make it more smooth looking. And that's a bit too much. Maybe we go down a bit, like this. And immediately we see we have to apply the scale, otherwise everything will be like not the way it's supposed to be. Boolean, I always like take the overlap threshold to 0, but sometimes it helps when you bring it up. And always do angle on the Boolean modifier, so you will just Boolean what you want, like the edges, you know. Now we do a couple of more segments, and that looks already better. Let's scale it up. Now the thing is the cylinder still looks a bit like rough, you know. That's why we add after the bevel modifier, we add a subsurface modifier, and it should like clean everything up. And now you see we can't really see any like edginess to it, that the face like that the cylinder doesn't look round. Now we can do the same to the like small cubes. Just add like the bevel modifier. We have some belts here. Always do weighted normals, like on almost anything you want. Just looks better. Yeah, keep sharp actually like works most of the time better. Now what we have to do, because we still have the cylinder and we don't really have the holes like inside the projector, so we're just gonna like Boolean the cylinder, and now if we remove it, you see that it's gone and it's just like the cylinder, and it's like perfect Boolean now. But the thing is, the pins don't go like in as much as I wanted, and that's a big problem, but I think we can fix it. So let's just duplicate the cylinder, just like do the same, but we take out the Boolean from the from the cubes. So we just have like the cylinder without anything. And now you see it's like clipping because we have two meshes on the same spot. But now we apply the second cylinder as the Boolean. And it almost looks right, but I think I have to change the settings of the Boolean so we get it completely right. Make this also like wireframe so we see better. Let's close this up. So now what we're doing, because like in the photo, the cylinder was like wrapping around the shape of the projector. So it was like having a curvature to it. And the easiest thing to do is to make a simple deform modifier, use it. How you use it, you just put it like on. We're using blend and you add an empty object and just put it in the middle of the origin. So otherwise like everything gets distorted like too much. Now we want the shape to be the other side, so we don't do 45 degrees, we do minus 45 or minus 30 degrees in the Z coordinate. Now we actually duplicate it with Shift D. And now we change it from like the second one from Z to X. Maybe go down with the value so it's like not too much. So now that looks pretty nice, I think. Also, if we move it up before we do the Boolean, the cuts won't be distorted. But so we first change the mesh that it's like wrapped around like the projector, and then we do the Boolean and the cutout. I think that looks way nicer because otherwise the like cuts will be like angled. Um, Also, let's like duplicate the second cylinder again, and now we delete the Boolean and maybe go down with this because it's just like a mask to cut it out. And now we take this one and Boolean it from the projector, like the main mesh, and we don't see a difference. But let's change these settings. We have to enable it anyways, yes. And we just like what I forgot is like the order in which you put the booleans is very important. So let's just like put this up and then like all our like errors should be done. So now you see like all the holes go like really deep into the mesh, and that's exactly what we want. And we can like go up and down with the subsurf modifier, and yes. But let's keep it like a 2 and that should be fine. Like we don't have to go crazy on the detail. And also what I would recommend is if you use it like if you add the same cylinder twice, so one for the cutout and one for the rest of the mesh, track the second cylinder with the first cylinder. So if you want it to be like 100% procedural, also, every time you model anything, you should always like check out the face orientation if everything is right. In this case, it isn't. So let's just like select all the mesh, click Control N on where it's not right, and then go back out of face orientation. And as you can see, we have like mesh errors. It's like these weird glitches. The easiest thing to solve this is just by using edge split, and if you put it over the weighted normals, all the like errors should be gone basically. So yeah, thank you guys, and like, subscribe, follow me, and I hope to catch you really soon with new tutorials.